Replay. It's mayhem at Chemist Warehouse. All big brand vitamins and cosmetics are half price.
Goes straight away to Shuey, who needs to lift. Working hard in front of Zach Merritt on the left boot. Shuey in towards Darling, who takes the mark. Got to kick everything from now on, you'd reckon, the Eagles. That's a great looking shot from Jack Darling. Kelly into the pocket. Green! Got some hang time to the little man.
Over Elliott Yeo.
He'll kick from 20 on a tightish little angle, but it'll be no trouble scoring.
This quarter of SEN football for Self-Wealth. Trade the ASX for a fixed fee of $9.50 per trade, regardless of trade size.
Bombers by 67 points at the final change. Get the final thoughts of Danny Frawley and Nick Del Santo for First Rate Car Loans. Head to firstratecarloans.com.au for your next car loan in a moment. But let's get downstairs to Brett Anderson, who's down at the boundary. Haven't missed a beat all day thanks to actionvictoria.com.au, because coaching, business coaching, is the thing that gets real results. BA.
And only a couple of minor issues there in the third quarter. Dyson Heppel actually came off and had his hand re-strapped, the one that he cut during the week on that broken plate, but he seems to be fine. The other one, Matt D, came off with the blood rule, slight little cut under his right eye, but that was patched up. The other one just towards the end of the quarter there was Tom Barras, who landed heavily in that marking contest with James Stewart at centre half forward. Came off with a slight ankle issue. He's been worked on over the break, but he seems to be fine as well.
Nice
That's
to
all
see.
for Sleep Dentistry Melbourne too, Andy.
Good on you, mate. Nice to see a little bit throwback to the old days with the Essendon Social Club. They've got a little chalkboard around the boundary.
I just won the meat raffle.
The TV raffle. 0005.
I wonder if Hurdy's picked it up.
0005 was one that
Scotty Lucas just put his hand up for it. It's 2 rows back. He's very keen for that TV.
Well, I tell you what, West Coast have won no raffle, that's for sure.
No.
Because, I'm just going to go through the team stats quickly. 95 more disposals, 38 more contested ball, 10 more clearances, tackles. Who's playing well from Del?
Well, Zach Merritt's still the man. He's had a season high of 37 this year and a season low of 28. He's the man that you need to put your time and effort into it, because when he gets it, he keeps it for your football team. But I think it might be a little bit too late if the Eagles need to focus on that right now.
Well, the Bombers lead by 63 points, and Jobe Watson gets the first touch. Gives the ball out that time, so the Bombers now. It came from Goddard. It goes to McKenna. Goes wide. He finds Heppel, who charges out of the centre square and marks on centre wing. So here's the skipper, Dyson Heppel. He's had that hand re-strapped. That's a good kick. Deep inside 50, but this time Vardy goes up, takes the mark. Hooker peels for the free. Thought he might have got some hands in the back. Gives it across to Shuey, brings the ball across his body. It's a poor kick, cut off by that man, Zach Merritt. He's a ball magnet, then he brings the ball across his body. He's looking for Danaher. He's already booted 4 goals, going to ground. Picking the ball up that time was Gaff, and he tumbles and wobbles the ball forward, and then Kennedy thought he had it. He's going to get pinged here, Kennedy. He's gone. He's made no attempt whatsoever to get rid of the ball. And the umpire had the best view that time. He was on the right side.
You can tell when the umpire's going to ping.
But you could see, I mean, he was in the right spot to see him. He made no attempt to get rid of it.
Their body language is so obvious.
So Hartley will take this kick, and he's a much improved player, is Hartley. And he just pumps. Oh! That was a huge leap that time.
What's the umpire paid?
Now Danaher is just sitting on the ground. Just sitting on the ground.
That
was
a back from Hooker.
Jump. Yeah. What a jump that was from Danaher.
Unbelievable, but unfortunately it would have been paid if he had a mark the KB, because the umpire had already paid a free kick against Carl Hooker for in the back.
Would have been the mark of the year. That was an incredible leap, and he just sat on the ground with his, looking at the umpire with a mystified look on his face. What happened? I didn't do anything wrong, did I? But Hooker it was.
If he had taken it.
So they find Shepherd as they go wide, and this time he finds the skipper in Hearn on centre wing in front of the interchange gate.
And he goes down the line to LaCroix. Final quarter for the Australian Diamond Company. We do the right thing by you because it matters to us. adc.com.au. Shuey approaching half 40, bangs it inside forward 50 now. Big pack develop. Darling at ground level. McGovern sweeps on, gets the crumb. D wraps him up through the footy away to McGovern. Goddard there to cut it off. Gives it to Hurley, who's hardly put a foot wrong today. Talk about forwards being in good form often. We don't often talk about defenders being in good
21
form.
21 possessions.
He's in really good nick, Spud.
McGovern saw too, Andy.
He is. That's not a great kick coming out from Goddard. Watson was good enough to gather it, gets it to Bagley in the sunshine now as the clouds lift here, roof open. Heppel runs to receive, marks out of side of the ground, centre wing. Open forward line in front of him at the moment. They're coming at him hard. They want the footy in quickly. It was a bit too slow and a bit too high. Gave the defenders a chance to spoil. They get the footy at ground level, the Eagles. Redden comes inboard to Prittis. Centre wing. Lays the handball back to Duggan, back to Prittis, standing still, turns around, goes towards half forward. Good mark, James Kelly. Read it better than anyone else. Good hands. Glenn Cameron group mark of the day. Another Cameron's can-do grab. Goes short to Hurley. Half a fumble. That's his first misstep for the day. But he butters up, and the kick to Collier in the back pocket's perfect. Collier's got the short on. Myers just done what he's had to do. David Myers today. Been the link in the chain. And again goes down the line. Hooker. Jeez, a good low, hard kick. I'm not sure that was the intended receiver. Mitchell gets a bit of attention from Hooker.
Yeah, he's not happy with the hooker.
A little bit of something from Sam on the way through there.
Goddard
Yeah,
just had free kick.
Goddard's had
from
enough.
Goddard.
Yeah, he's had enough.
Nah, there was a free kick, BJ.
He punched him.
BJ's saying that he ducked into it.
Yeah, no, he didn't duck into it. Will he ever take responsibility for anything?
I've lived with him for 3 years. The answer's no.
Here's Gaff, stands outside of 50. Kennedy's going to be the target. Had him in his sights, and Josh Kennedy comes out and takes the grab directly in front.
But Brendan Goddard's still going at Mitchell, but like, he's saying you ducked. He didn't duck. BJ actually hit him. So
Punched him in the solar plexus.
And he said you ducked. Like, it's quite funny from BJ.
Well, there's been 11 players, Spud, at three-quarter time for the Eagles that haven't had 10 or more possessions.
Yeah, wow.
So the weighted numbers, on the other hand, there's only been 4 for the Dons, and they were 9, 9, 8 and 8.
So Kennedy's going for his goal number 4. The kick's on its way. He leans back. He's got it. He rams it home. So he's kicked a goal in every quarter so far. 16-10, 106 the Bombers. West Coast 6-13, 49. The margin back to 57 points.
Well, that makes him equal in the Coleman medal race. So Cameron's on 31. That puts Josh Kennedy on 31. So he can be leading it by the end of this round, Josh Kennedy.
Have you seen Sam Mitchell's game, Del?
Sam Mitchell, well, they've targeted him. I've actually loved the way that Essendon has highlighted their most damaging players, and you know, obviously they're booing him for a certain reason, but they've noticed that he's the one that the architect off halfbacks. I love the way they've gone at him. He hasn't had an impact, but he's definitely not alone from the West Coast side of things. But
I wonder what Watson's saying to him now. Joe Watson to Mitchell.
They're just having a quiet chat.
Interesting.
Mitchell hacks it off the ground, gets it going West Coast way up to half forward, but Hurley in front of McGovern, who's had a dirty day. Jeremy McGovern D over the top of the foot. He could have almost got the free kick. Watson stays in the contest. Brilliant gather. Gets the footy out. That's what he does to McKenna. Bounces across hard back to Kelly. Kelly straightens up now. Down the middle over the head of Zaharakis. Prittis has got the sit now. Gathers the footy in the circles. Pokes it out towards Hearn. Still in the centre square. Gives it to Mitchell. Racking him up. Goes towards Kennedy.
Good Hurley.
Great effort from Hurley cutting across the front. Great contest from both fellas. Heppel at ground level. He is hurt. I wonder if it's the shoulder. He copped a little kick in the head from James Kelly, too, for his benefit on the way through. Kelly gets it from Leuenberger. Zaharakis got the man on out the back. Fantasia. He's got Joey Danaher at full forward. Takes the mark, runs into the goal line and kicks it almost out of Etihad Stadium. And that is saying something. He's kicked it about 3/4 way up the third tier. Kicks his 5th. And they get the early answer, the quick answer. Kennedy kicks his 4th at one end. Danaher is 5th at the other. It's a Chisholm game and goal of the day. Wherever you go, say hello. 17-10, 112 the Bombers, 6-13, 49 the Eagles. 6.5 gone on the Jacqueline Sturkey scoreboard. Feed your wild side.
Hurley hit the back of his head on the ground, boys. He's currently in the hands of the trainers. He looks to be okay, but it was certainly his head hitting the ground like a whiplash motion. Yeah,
Joe Danaher, 5. He goes up to 26 in the Coleman medal. So just sneaking along beautifully now. 2 bags of 5. The last 2 weeks for Joey.
Bombers lead by 63 points. McDonald, Tippenwoody grabs the ball, kicks it deep, standing his ground. That time was Hooker. Ball was thumped away, picked up by Yo.
Gee, they defended West Coast then.
Handballs it off to Gaff, who pops it out in front and finds Vardy.
Goddard
centre wing.
Goddard and Yo on this. He's given away another undisciplined one of you, BJ.
Is that 50 metres, is it?
Oh.
Now, they're just going to give 50 metres here.
Yep. KB, just on percentage, West Coast started at 112. They're now at 102, so they've lost 10% today. That's an amazing...
Well, the Bombers, more importantly, what's the Bombers? Because the Bombers are going to have 5 wins, but they had 91.3.
Do you have a word to Goddard right now, Dal, if you're out there?
You would. And I'm actually watching BJ, and I'm a big fan of BJ. I like the way he's played his football for a long period of time, but he's a fantastic leader. But that's not leadership the last 2 incidents. He's trying to stick up for his teammates. And that was why he went after Mitchell, but that's not leadership.
The game's done, mate.
It is.
So Vardy is right on the paint of 50. He unloads, leans back, It's going, it's
kick.
gone. That's a great kick. He's got 2 goals. So Vardy has rammed home 2. And that's goal number 7 for the West Coast Eagles, 7-13-55. The Bombers 17-10, 112. And the margin, 57 points.
Well, it was really good then. I just saw Joe Danaher walk over to BJ, just give him a pat in the back, and I think he just said, no, just have a look at the score. We've got nothing to gain.
Just cool your jets.
Cool your jets. Yeah, pull your head in. We've won the game. All that can happen is that we don't need anything controversial. Just play footy. Like, if the game's in the balance, fair enough. You're looking for some little edge, but there's no edge to be gained.
But you definitely don't give away free kicks, Spud, and there's been 2. So there's still 20-odd minutes of this last quarter to go. We can just finish off on a good note, Beach.
I think the first time I've seen BJ actually not backtrack then, because I think he thought, well, maybe I am in fault.
Interesting to see Eleni Guptas, we talked about this at half-time, just threw the ball up in the centre square then. So they've obviously had a bit of a chat at half-time. D cuts it off at half-back as the Eagles went forward. Collier's been outstanding today, done a really great job for his team. To Heppel, who marks centre wing members' side. Goes down the line. Brilliant looking kick for Parrish, but there's just one too many defenders around. McGuinness cut it off. Maston, Yo, buys a bit of time, cuts inboard down the line to a one-on-one D. Darling gets the sit. Great second effort from D. Darling just hammers the handball towards the boundary line. Surely that's deliberate. Eleni, we're looking at you. And she paid it. She knew what was going on then. Well done, young lady.
Yeah,
good decision.
The crowd noise too, I'm tipping, which is fair enough.
They all do, Spud. Collier takes the mark on the arc of defensive 50. It's been good, hasn't he, boys? He had a job to do right from the start. Down the line, Leuenberger, Danaher, Redden.
Oh, good tackle.
Couldn't curtail Zach Merritt. Parrish tried to farm it out the back. There was no one there. Vardy. Great smother by Zach Merritt. Stays in the contest. Duggan wrapped up by Parrish. Ball's not coming out. Umpire will ball it up.
Andy, can I throw a quick one at you? You just mentioned about getting the ball thrown up at the centre bounce. Is there no protocol that you have to bounce? Well, I thought that was the rule, that you had to bounce the ball.
Interesting.
They didn't on Friday night.
No, they did not.
There's only one man that picked that up. There's Zaharakis. He goes to ground, then kicked off the ground that time by Merritt. That was clever play, lands in the arms of Yo. But he gained 25 metres. So Yo spins his Sharon in his hands.
But that's common sense, isn't it, Del?
It is. I just didn't think that you were allowed to pick and choose when you bounced it or when you threw it up.
So here's Lacroix roving in front of the pack and scrubs the kick along the ground. And then picked up by Bagley. Good strong tackle. Might have been a bit high that time from Marston. Ball spills out. Taken away by Matty D. Picked up by Collier. Spins out of trouble and then goes to ground. They fall on his back.
They have resotted the centre circle as well.
As you can see,
And in round 1 here, after the Adele concert, they threw it up all day. Melbourne's and killed. So I think ground conditions may have a little bit of a play in it, Del.
Good call, Spud.
Here's McDonald, Chip and Woody. And just riding shotgun that time is Zaharakis, but being pinched this time by Yo. And again, he just wobbles that kick down and keeps the ball alive, but then it was cut off by Hurley. Pushes it through for a behind. So 7-13, the West Coast Eagles 55. Essendon 17-10, 112, 56 points the margin.
Quick ball in. We'll go around the grounds in a moment for McGregor. Portables, Hartley. Quick transition from the Bombers. Takes the mark centre wing, gives it to Goddard. Piercing ball in towards centre forward to Danaher. Wheels onto the left. Has a think about loading up. Right to the square. Green's in there at a one-on-one. Gee, did a great job against Wellingham. Almost got it. Green. Ball comes out to Stewart. Green stays in. Cops one high. No, says the umpire. Dribbling ball. Behind goes on the board. This quarter for the Australian Diamond Company. Do the right thing by you because it matters to us. adc.com.au 17-11-113 7-14-56. Around the grounds for McGregor Portables, boys.
North Melbourne and Melbourne 2 points apiece.
At 4 minutes played.
4 minutes.
And no late change thanks to McGregor Portables. Fremantle v Carl.
Ball comes back into play, back of the pack. This time Myers picks up, gives it across to McGrath, feigns the hand pass, then checked himself, back to Zach Merritt, then to Myers, then to Kelly, and they go back to Goddard inside the centre square. Now he can thump this down. Hooker says, kick it to me, kick it to me. He goes short, finds Zach Merritt, possession number 31 coming up.
Well, they're not going to start playing on him now, so no stress. Nothing's changed.
He's covered by the web. Bagley on the edge of the centre square. They're just sharing the ball around now, so he goes back to Hartley. Goddard says, kick it to me. I'll just take another mark inside the centre square. Don't have to move outside the centre square. You get 30 possessions these days.
Well, what happens? They haven't called it the web today, KB. They've called it the sieve. The West Coast sieve.
It's a good kick by Goddard. Powers the ball up to the paint of 50. He's looking for a hooker. Wins the ball. And then he's pushed out of the contest that time. by McGuinness and then picked up by Prittis, and he just hammers the ball as far as he possibly can. Then the consummate defender that time, Hartley, punches the ball away, comes down to McKenna. It came from Kelly. Now to Watson, runs through the centre square, kicks to the top of the square. Green's playing in front. He's dropped it. Worked beautifully in front there. Josh Green did it well, and then just dropped it at the critical moment. And West Coast away. Gaff gives the ball away this time to Shepard, and he spears it down the line, and he finds Cripps.
He'll be filthy. Josh Green, little forward pockets. Hate dropping ones they've got in the bucket.
Took a specky today.
Did all the work. That was on Elliot Yeo once again. He just positioned himself really well.
Cripps plays on. Geez, run a fair way again. Umpire cut him some slack. He didn't cut Elliot Yeo before McKenna wrapped up straight away by Yeo on this occasion. Ball not coming out. Centre wing in front of the interchange gates. In fact, it was Redden, and we'll have a ball up. 36,403. Great crowd. Essendon keep turning up. New record membership attendance during the week.
In the back,
Bombers.
Vardy against Danaher.
Got to credit these Essendon supporters. And
52 for abuse from Joe Danaher.
Good on you, BA.
Well, that's silly. Again, there's been a couple of things here that John Morswell won't be happy with. And BJ's talking to the umpire. I suggest BJ just get away from the umpire, BJ. You've been an absolute tool this last quarter. And Danaher now hasn't been far behind him.
So Vardy, the recipient of it, gets it to LaCroix. It's a terrible handball. Collier read it like an absolute book. It was so easily defended. They cough it up a little bit though. Bagley's handball to Merritt wasn't taken cleanly. McGrath had a look at it, so did Prittis. At ground level, McKenna goes in. Gaff tries to farm it out, but there's only Bombers there. Myers, handball to Kelly. Zach Merritt again, wheels around on the left, kicks it to Danaher. There's a whistle on play. It's after the ball was
kicked.
Yeah, kicked by Merritt against Cripps. Now Cripps is starting to throw him.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't, because
no, that's not your
he hasn't worried the stat sheet, old Cripper.
He's 7. Real quiet day.
No, they haven't run out of much ink or lead in that pencil.
So Danaher goes back to Kelly. To the half-back flank. And this time it's found by Watson. Hits a target.
He's been good today, Joe.
Very good.
They're just hitting targets now. Then Parrish kicks the ball again. Here's little Josh Green, little pocket rocket, goes to the ground. He's got Shepard to beat. He's going to charge him down. Here's Tip and Woody. McDonald, Tip and Woody are close. Quick. They've made a bumble of that one. And picked up by Leuenberger, and he strolls into the goal and goes bang. Kicks the goal. And the web has broken down. They've just overused the ball. They couldn't hit a target. 18-11, 119. Bumbling mistake there. 7-14, 56. The margin back to 63 points.
I know you've got some love childs, KB, but I just watch your body language. Every time Josh Green gets near the ball, you've got a little bit of man love for him. I like it, a little bit.
Little pocket rocket there. I just like the fact that he's grabbing his second chance, because I thought he was gone when they offloaded him with the Brisbane Lions. I thought, gee, I don't know whether anyone's going to pick him up, but the Bombers saw something in him, and he's delivering, which is fantastic.
Just quickly for McGregor, Portables, 14-3. Actually, Ben Brown's just kicked his second. Ben Cunnington, I know he's missed it. 15-3 in favour of North Melbourne. 13.5 to play in the first quarter.
Eagles coughing it up again on the centre wing outer side. She got the crumb, however, to Marston. Gaff threads a handball through to Red, and the handball goes straight to Zaharakis. And now they share it. They've been more meaningful going forward. That wasn't a great kick by Zaharakis, and Duggan drops in the hole and takes the mark. Gaff, a lot of short balls in this little phase.
Junk disposals now.
Australian Diamond Company bringing you the final quarter. We do the right thing by you because it matters to us. adc.com.au. Long ball, top of the square. Up they go. Hurley got his hand on the second bite that was intended by Vardy. Looks like he might have felt for the leg when he fell over there. Vardy's going to be okay.
Michael Hurley saw too with a left shoulder.
Get him off. He's been outstanding.
Zach Merritt to Myers. Up towards centre wing, outer side of the ground. Wellingham cut it off. Gave it to Hearn. Inboard to Mutimer. Mutimer, a little chippy ball, just the required. Well, he's played on straight away there, Marston. I'm not sure he thought it was 15. Umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt. The ball goes over the top. Had too much on it for LaCroix. Goes through for a behind on the Jack Links Jerky scoreboard. Feed your wild side. Essendon 18-11, 119. West Coast 7, 15-57. Been going 17 minutes into the final quarter for the Australian Diamond Company.
And McKenna just brings the ball in short. He finds Zaharakis. Possession number 28 coming up for Zaharakis. Really has found some form over the last few weeks. He kicks the ball long and wide. Danaher's going to be the target. Jumps up. Couldn't quite take it. Vardy on the second grab has been paid the mark. Stood his ground. So Vardy He's kicked a couple of goals from a cat, and then he goes short to Mitchell. Possession number 21. And can he hit a target? Yes, he can. He finds Sheed. So Sheed is marked right on the paint of 50. Kicking down towards the Lloyd end.
Hasn't been their worst Sheed today.
The city end of Etihad Stadium. So he spins the share in his hands. A little bit of a hop and a skip and just a crab-like approach and kicks the ball, but he doesn't get gets the distance. And Redden then had a quick snap, but the ball was smothered off his boot. Hunting the ball also is Cripps. And then finally brought down the top of the square. Once more, we've got a ball up.
Just from McGregor Portables, Brown's on fire. 3 goals, 3. North Melbourne to 3 behind Melbourne. So I've got a good record, Dale, haven't you?
I think it's 16 in a row. 15 in a row.
Yep.
But unfortunately, a lot of teams have had that over Melbourne over recent years.
Enough
So
of those updates, please.
McCare, yeah, stay with him. Don't jump off too quickly, Brett.
Don't look like at the moment, though, Brett.
well, let's stay focused on the game in front of us at the moment.
Yeah.
Eagles have got 3 more games in Melbourne for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Round 15, the Bulldogs here. Magpies round 18, and then the Saints round 20.
Loss.
Yeah.
We'll have a chat about that.
Yeah, we will. But it's an issue for them. They say it's not, but it is. It's as simple as that.
Well, it's a fact.
Leuenberger taps it down. Sheed cut it off. Kennedy came at it. Hurley was there.
Player.
McKenna's been
I
all right
love this
today.
kid. McKenna's a ripper.
Right.
Absolute ripper.
Handball went up in the air. Mutimer cut it off. Hunting the ball is Duggan. Wrapped up. Ball not coming out. Hartley was there. How have you rated his game, Spud? Hartley.
Really good. Look, Kennedy's kicked 4-2, but he's done enough. He's halved a lot of contests. But I'll tell you what, Michael Hurley, if the All-Australian centre-half back was picked now, there's no one else playing better than footy than him.
And it means Hurley doesn't have to play on the Hawkins and your Kennedys.
Yeah, no, that's why you're right. I was surprised with Hurley, but now I know why, because it allows Hurley to help.
So gaff around the body and taking the mark. Not the 15, says the umpire.
Touch off the boot.
It was definitely 15.
Cripps wanted it. Not getting it. 20 out directly in front. Jack Link's jerky scoreboard feed. Your wild side. 18-11, 119. 7-15, 15-7, approaching the 20-minute mark.
But I'd love to get your thoughts on John Worsfold and the Essendon coaching staff. Post this game, we'll have a chat about some of their tactics and the way that they've come in and shut down some opposition players, and defensively the way they've structured up, because it's ticking all the boxes.
Yeah, and he knows a lot of these players. I know he hasn't been there for a while, but he knows.
Oh, look at this kid.
McKenna grabs the ball for the
And
Bombers,
the kicking
charges
skill.
away, finds Parrish on the wing. McDonald, Tippenwoody's running hard inside the centre square. He's got it. And then Orazio Fantasia goes charging back to the goal square. And then he leads up and he's been ignored. He might fancy his chances to kick it. It's going to be about 60 metres by the time he kicks it. Be from the top of the square. Sure. Because the man standing on the mark, Barras, he's outside of 50. So maybe it's a bit torpedo. McDonald, Tippenwoody, the kick's on its way. It's a big drop punt. It's going! It's going!
KB, you've called it.
Has he kicked a goal?
I think he has.
They're going to go upstairs.
Oh.
It's a big kick.
They're
going to go upstairs.
Please check across the line.
Okay, I'm having a look at it now.
Oh, it's a goal!
Yes.
He's kicked a goal.
What a great kick. He's kicked
Listen
that
to the
from
roar when
70.
this goes up on the screen. Listen to this, Essendon fans. You just watch and listen. When this goes up, they say it's a goal. Score review is pending. Here it comes. Here's the roar. Yes, he's got it. McDonald, Tippenwoody.
What a great kick.
Has kicked another great goal.
He's the first bloke to actually celebrate this goal while boundary line, having his hamstrings rubbed.
It's a Chisholm game and goal of the day contender.
He's kicked that 65.
So he's kicked 2 goals.
Well, the man on the mark was at 52.
So kicked it on the line of the square.
Yeah, I'd add another 5 or so, yeah.
Get on the line now, 9-4-2-9-11-16. Going to the draw for the Kelvinator split system worth 1379 with thanks to our friends at Air Conditioning Warehouse Sales. That bomb outside 50.
We thought he was going with a big torpedo and finished up and just went with a drop punt.
He knew what he was doing, didn't he?
10 different goal scorers for Essendon, and they've got a bag of 5 as well with Deno 5 straight.
Jack Link's jerky scoreboard feed your wild side 19-11 125 7-15 57. It's a spifflication by the Bombers. Wrapped up Hartley at half forward for Essendon from the restart. Hurley just composed. Bagley, Zach Merritt again. McGrath running hard, has a bounce. He takes the game on, this young man. Composed again, back to Zach Merritt, back to McGrath. Looks back inboard. Zaharakis, there's nothing in front of McGrath, so he took the safe option. They go back to Hartley. Hartley's got the switch on here now. Out to D. Other side of the ground, back pocket now. What can he get going in front of him? Darling cuts him off. Pokey little ball to Kelly. Does James Kelly ever make a mistake? He made one down here.
Really, that's why he's still playing the game, Andy. He's not as quick as he used to be. He just doesn't make mistakes. He plays percentages. He understands game situations, when to go fast, when to go slow.
Hurley to Hartley to Zaharakis, still in defensive 50, the Bombers.
Zach Merritt, 35 work safes again for Zach Merritt.
And that's 30 for Zaharakis, Spud, as you speak.
Was Zach Merritt nearly every game bar one, 30?
Bar two. He had a 28 and a 29, I think.
But he's had a couple of high 30s.
37's his high, so he's always around the mark.
Gee.
Parrish drives it up towards centre wing. His brother's going all right, they reckon, too, in the under-18s. Cassidy Parrish.
There's another one.
Who's he play for, Andy?
Western, is it? Or no, I'm not sure. Don't know.
Calder.
There you go. Prittis drives it up towards full forward. High ball. Hurtley underneath it. Darling stole it off the pack and runs in and kicks the goal. Late one for the Eagles. Darling's got his second. West Coast get there 8th. 15-63 the Eagles. 19-11 125. Jack Link's Jerky scoreboard. Feed your wild side. Final quarter for the Australian Diamond Company, doing the right thing by you because it matters to us. adc.com.au.
For McGregor Portables around the grounds at the MCG, Ben Cunnington's just gone down with a twisted ankle after a centre clearance. North Melbourne are leading 27-9 with 9.5 to go in the first. So we'll keep you posted if we get an update on Ben Cunnington's situation. Didn't look great. He's got in the arms of the trainer. It's just a twisted
right knee.
Twisted knee. It's a big knee as well, Spud. He's got massive thighs.
They've only had three.
He's elite.
They've only had 3 goal kickers, the West Coast Eagles. 4 goals to Josh Kennedy, 2 to Jack Darling and 2 to Vardy. So just the 3 goal kickers. So you can see there the lack of contribution for the Eagles today. Here's Gaffney. The ball's going to be run down. Hurries his kick away, and then jumping up was McGrath. Couldn't quite take it, but such an impressive young man. Just 20 possessions again today. Then somehow the ball just spins out, shoveled out, picked up by Shu, who kicks a goal. So now the whistle's gone here. Now Leni Glufsis is running and having a chat to the goal umpire.
Do you think it's touched? Yeah, well, I think she thinks it's
Umpire's
touched.
call is a touch behind.
Touch behind.
Please confirm it was touch off the boot.
So she's made the call, has she?
Yeah.
She came charging in.
No, I think that she said the goal umpire said it was touched.
Okay.
So, yeah, interesting.
She's
a long way. The Chemist Warehouse.
There's a long way out, wasn't it, for the goal umpire to make the call? Yeah.
And that's probably why she's actually ran in, Andy, because normally they just, here's the score review down in the Chemist Warehouse.
We've got no chance of seeing this, Spud.
No chance.
For the listeners at home, it is blurry, and it is from a distance.
All she must have heard was a noise.
It is going to have to go on umpire's call.
Yeah.
So it's Chelsea Roffey,
Yeah. Oh, hang on, there's a better view on the left of the
James Kelly, is it?
She's not close, has he?
Well, I think it's inconclusive. It's just too far away. They're going to have to call it behind.
Seemed to be over the do you think it was over the
umpire's call?
Like it was way over
over the hands?
Yeah, it was maybe, but she must have heard something, and unfortunately, well, that's what happens if you. It's inconclusive. It's a tough one.
So bad luck.
So 8-16-64 the Eagles, 19-11-125 the Bombers. That margin is 61 points.
On the Jack Link's Jerky scoreboard, feed your wild side. They come out towards Danaher. Heppels kept whacking away. Back to Danaher, who's having a little run on the ball late. Watson marks centre wing. He's been good. Handball to Goddard. Good hands.
Overlap.
Merritt. Zach Merritt runs onto the Lucy. Has a bounce. McGovern tries to cut him down. Pokes it into the pocket. Looking for Stewart. Off hands. Green can sniff another one, but it just beats him over the line out of bounds. 25 out from the Bombers' goal.
I like Stewart. What he does, again, you got Hooker, you got Danaher, but he actually makes one of the West Coast defenders playing him.
Yep.
So
he's honest, isn't he, Spud? He leads up at it.
But he leads, so you've got to be accountable when you're playing him.
Danaher tries to flip it out the back. Duggan just let the ball fall out of his hands when tackled. Gaff runs onto the crumb. He's wrapped up straight away. 25 out. We'll have a ball up.
Contested possessions for the day, 140 to 110. I think that's the one that Adam Simpson will get on the plane, and he won't be enjoying his meal on the Virgin flight when he looks at that stat.
Leuenberger, Maston wrapped up straight away. Ball not coming out.
I'd go the junk food option just to make myself feel a little bit better for a period of time there.
What happens 5 minutes after you eat it?
Well, you feel a bit crook, but for 5 minutes you feel fantastic as you get through your chips and your burger. Just drown your sorrows in a
Maston wrapped up again.
bucket
Breaks
of chips.
the Watson
frothies as well.
tackle. High ball. McGrath pitches. Kelly farms it out to Collier. Gets it at ground level. Breaks one tackle.
tackle.
Not the second. Ball jarred out.
It's about the only mistake he's made for the day as well. I've loved Collier's game. Sacrificed his own performance. He's a goal kicker. He's a runner. Yeah. He said, I'll do what you need for me today, team.
Shuey to Shepherd to Mutimer into the pocket. Hartley, your man, Danny Frawley.
Yeah, he's taking a few grabs too.
Good Glenn Cameron group mark of the day.
Yeah, just floats over the top, takes the grab, goes short, finds Myers, who's backtracks, retreats, concedes ground in the back pocket, and he finds James Kelly.
Well, with what happened last year,
sorry, sunlight.
He's now an AFL player because of all the players missing last year. So he's been given an opportunity, and D's the other one.
Yep, D.
James Kelly.
Yep.
Kelly goes down the line, picked up by Myers, who's gang tackled that time, and then finally it's Joe who tips him over the line.
Geez, isn't it good to see Tip and Woody in the midfield too?
I've loved John Worsfold's game plan today. Shut down a couple of the opposition's most dangerous players, and let's mix it up. Let's put some speed in the inside. We'll compete around the stoppages, and then we're just going to burn them on the outside. Our spread will outspread the opposition. They've done that.
Bombers lead by 61 points in front of 36,403 fans here today at Etihad Stadium. They led by 16 points at quarter time, 55 points at half time, 63 points at three-quarter time. That margin now 61 points, and we've got less than a minute to go.
Outstanding performance by the Bombers. Titans the gap around the top 8 now. Watson, who's been really good, really positive signs from the former skipper.
That's number 30 for him, Andy.
Parrish to Kelly, back to Parrish. Across the face of goal to Hartley. They've displayed it all today, the Bombers. They've gone hard when they had to. They've shown that they can absorb a bit of time off the clock when they need to. Just play a bit of tempo footy. Bagley to Zaharakis, back to Bagley to McGrath.
He's
cuts
a
in.
ripper, this kid.
Oh, don't you love the way he goes?
He's never flustered, Andy McGrath. He's stepped up in level from junior footy to senior footy and hasn't changed the pace that he plays the game at.
An rising star, he'd have to be in the top 2 or 3 calculations already.
Who else is in there? Just quickly.
Samo.
Samo.
Who?
Yeah, no, Samo's been good.
Who's Samo?
Samo Petrescu.
Yeah, no, very good, but this kid's going to take some beating.
Do you want me to say it, Andy?
What about the boy?
How have you got Carlton?
Keep going, Andy.
What about the boy across half-back for the Blues? There's the final siren here at Etihad Stadium. A really, really wonderful day for the Bombers. 19,1125, they have put the West Coast Eagles to the sword, 8-16-64.
Win the premiership flag. Our boys who play this grand old game are always striving for glory and fame. See the Bombers fly up, up. The other teams they don't fear. They all try their best, but they can't get near as the Bombers fly up.
Review for Inside Footy. We're at every player, every game, every week. See them online at www.sen.com.au. You should know better than me, Dal. I can always find a spot for Carlton reference.
Yeah, you said it twice. It was you know what? It was my fault. It was a poor question.
You should never have asked.
Poor question.
The Bombers have won here emphatically, 19-11-125. They've smashed the West Coast Eagles, 8-16-64. Danaher a star in the opening half with 4 goals in the opening 2 quarters, 5 for the match, 3 to Fantasia, 2 apiece to Green, Hooker and McDonald, Tip and Woody. Singles to Parrish, Stewart, Leuenberger, Collier and D. Just the 3 goal kickers, as KB mentioned, for the Eagles. 4 to Kennedy, 2 to Vardy, 2 to Darling. Nothing at all from the small and mid-sized forwards of the West Coast Eagles. They were non-existent today, absolutely taken apart by a really, really disciplined Essendon side. Feel free to join in, 9429 11 16.